Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome yet again to another episode of your favorite sports betting podcast. Why is it doing that again, David? Why?
It's stopped.
Amateur
You
hour.
did it. You got it. You got
I
it.
caught up to it this time.
We're all right, baby.
We finally have a good week. And I'm so excited for the show that we're going to pump that we're back, baby. We're back. And then for some reason, we mess up the intro in a way. Well, not really. We didn't do it. It was more your fault.
Everything's fine. But welcome, everyone. Here we go.
Let's go, baby. It's Brian Hollywood hanging along with the Woodman, David Woody, for Week 7 action, NFL style, jump the sharp style. Let's go, Woodman. How you feeling? A little 4-2 week.
Yeah.
You were a smidge away from a perfect week there, Bubba.
I was really close. If the Saints could tackle,
come on,
I would be 4-2.
Brutal. Come on, but it would have been a beautiful thing.
In fairness to the two teams, the better team won. Joe Burrow looked like a superstar in that game.
Yeah, finally.
You know, that's as good as he can play. He was money. He was nails. Give him a lot of credit. He looked awesome. Giddy up
to them. We'll see if we talk about them on this show again. I don't know why I'm foreshadowing because I won't be, but we'll see. You never know. But at Jump the Sharp on Twitter, as always, YouTube, please go ahead and search. And everyone who has subscribed, we really appreciate that on our YouTube channel. Just search Jump the Sharp. You'll find us there. We're getting there. We're getting to that 100 marker of the subscriber piece. But please go ahead if you have not and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And of course, Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, you can find the Woodman and myself on the Degenerate Dungeon via the Glass Cannon Network and on Twitch TV. At GCN Employee Lounge is the channel. If you're hearing us and you've yet to watch it, first of all, I know it's not an evergreen show, so you can me touting the video on demand. You can always go back and watch it. Just go to twitch.tv and search GCN Employee Lounge. But because all of our picks have to do with the day, the hours from when we actually speak. But if you have yet to see it and you want to know, is this kind of something I would enjoy? First of all, yes, idiot, it is. Second of all, make sure you catch it 10 a.m. You can watch it cell phone, or you can stream it to your TV. We've had some people shout out or shoot pictures and videos of them watching us on their television getting pumped for NFL football. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, you can cast it to your television. Two quick things on that to agree with you. One is we're definitely having a good time over there. And I would say if you guys like this show, if you enjoy this program, I can pretty much guarantee you would like it. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's one. And two, I'll just say that it's also still useful. Like I'm just imagining somebody who's got a very busy Sunday. Maybe they have some obligations between church and the kids or work. Maybe they work in the service industry. They have to do brunch, whatever. And by the time they get out, the 4:00 games haven't started yet. You could actually still check it out because we'll have picks in there for the 4:00 games, the Sunday night game, and maybe the Monday night game, depending whoever picked it or didn't. You know what I mean? I can't promise that every week we'll have all of those games covered for you, but in the universe of picks that are made on that show, and there's a lot of picks made on that show, there'll be something for you if you can't catch it quite live, but you still get it. But yeah, he's right. Like if you went to go back to and listen to it after the week is over, like on Tuesday or something, yeah, it would not be very interesting.
Yeah, man. What is brunch, by the way? I mean, I know what brunch is. I know it's a mix of breakfast and lunch, but have you ever someone been like, hey, you want to meet for brunch? Like for me, it'd be like, what? All right, what is that? Is that 11? Like what?
It might be.
Can I not order eggs? Like, what's the deal?
It might be a city thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. The little cafe.
I've been eating brunch a lot for my.
Is it because you just
life.
Wake up late?
Yeah, I guess it's because in the city you go out late Saturday night, you wake up late, and then you go to the brunch, and it's like, a lot of them will have bottomless. Either you choose mimosa or Bloody Mary,
or
right?
Bottomless waitresses.
Well, you wish.
Those are the brunches I would
actually
go to.
That probably exists. I'm sure it does. That's a very specific kind of location you have to go.
Gotcha.
But Yeah, I mean it's awesome because right because like if you're in the mood to just eat, you want if you need something for your hangover, then you can get the burger where they put the fried egg on there or whatever.
Mm,
But if you might be there with somebody else who's like a real health nut and he wants the salad, and then you got
won't be
somebody
at his
else.
table.
Right, but I'm saying, and then you got the other like the gal who always has to have something sweet, so she gets like the French toast with the extra syrup and Nutella or whatever the hell they do. So the point is that brunch is like meant to be this. It's a feast, late morning or early afternoon for mostly for hungover people,
Gotcha.
typically. Yeah.
How do you prefer your eggs?
Give it to me hard.
Okay, I just went. All right. I mean, geez, I prefer mine scrambled, maybe an over easy, but if that's the way you want it, Woodman, you can have it your way. And the reason why I say that is because my brunch is normally at McDonald's. But
no, have it your way is Burger King, man.
Is it? How about that? Well, then
so.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
I have no idea.
Speaking of brunch and basically you illustrating it. Oh, you're showing a DWE. Illustrating it as a hangover special.
It can be.
Okay, well, maybe I'll have a brunch tomorrow because we're recording a little bit later than usual, and I've already been a couple deep because had to suffer through that Phillies game 2 at the Padres. Unfortunately, got off to a great start, and fuck if it wasn't shot down in flames.
Yep.
So might as well bring back something that some folks were missing last week. Speaking of hangovers, let's get there. We got to do our job first in order to suffice a hangover tomorrow, and it is time. Welcome back. We went 4-2 on a quick lunch break episode last week. I think, God damn it, we deserve a drink. It's time for America's favorite goddamn segment. What are we drinking is back. And as always, the Woodman. What's the palate feeling right now, my friend?
The celebratory libation. So a lot of pumpkin beers. Tis the season, right, for pumpkin beer.
Love Halloween.
A lot of pumpkin beers are too sweet. They make them very sweet a lot of times, and the pumpkin can taste very artificial. And I don't care for those things. We talked about this in the summer, how there's a lot of the shandies and shandy type of beers that are just not for me. It just tastes too sweet and syrupy and fake, like a phony, not real tasting flavors. Some, though, are great. And I have what I think is the best pumpkin beer.
So it's not you're a big fat phony. It's a legit.
Correct. It's legit and it tastes great, and it's from a brewery that we all know and love. This is Dogfish Head's Pumpkin Ale. If you haven't had, this is the best one of all the ones. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of bad ones. There's a lot of good ones, right? This is the best of the good ones.
There's no pumpkin ale or beer out there that is normally a it's not bad kind of deal. It's like, oh, nice pop top on the bottle there, Bubba. But it's normally a grand slam or a putter back to the pitcher, and majority of them, in my estimation, are the little putskis. But
agreed. But there's a few really good ones, and this is, I think, the best of all. And look at that color.
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Man, what doesn't say fall like that?
Yeah, that's a very fall ale color, right?
Go. Beautiful, a little dark resin.
That's fantastic. See, it's got that beautiful. It tastes like fall. It does have a pumpkin, but it's almost a hint. It's almost a hint. It's really not an overwhelming pumpkin flavor, because if you do that, it tastes fake, right? Because of course it is fake. They're taking, probably, I assume, pumpkin extract, and they just goose it into the friggin' beer at the end. You know what I mean?
Fucking goosing in. Tired of that shit.
Anyway, it's very good.
Anyway.
Thank you, Vin. It's very good, and I highly recommend it. Please enjoy responsibly, of course.
I mean, should we try once? There's got to be someone that cuts the pumpkin top, digs out all the gook, gets it all out of there, and then maybe just pours like some high life in there, right? And then stick a what would you call it? A little dispenser piece to it. What would that be called? Like the kegerator kind of side piece.
Sure.
Boom, and then just pop the top, put the little plastic nozzle up, and then here comes your High Life infused pumpkin beer. That
Sure.
sounds like a plan.
I think the issue is you by the time it had had enough time to really absorb the flavors, I don't think it would still be cold. That's one issue I could see.
Yeah, I see. See, do you ever get tired of being way too smart? Or
Yes.
at least way smarter than me?
No, not smarter
It's
than
just
you,
worth it just to
but
shoot
yes,
me down.
my own brain gets gets in the way a lot. Actually,
Can't stop it. Can't stop. Well, I'm going to do one that I believe I did before week 1. And to be honest with you, in my vegetable crisper or fruit, I guess, encapsulating drawer in the fridge that I've been using for craft brews for the show. Once again, shout out to Russell, aka Muscles Marinara, our boy. This is the last one standing. That drawer opened very easily and quickly because it only has 16 ounces in it, and now it has 0, so it's shut even quicker.
All right, we need to.
But I do believe that
take
I
a trip
started.
Here. Yeah,
I do believe that I started the year with it, and guess what? It's by Other Half Brewery. It's
Great
the Green.
brewery.
It's the Green City. We've had it before, I believe, and I'm pretty sure I started the year with it because I was saying, "Yo, it's football time, and what else is green? Go Birds!
Go Birds!
6-0,
6-0.
So why
friends.
stop? It's a bye week. Let's take a breath, and while they go ahead and rest, I will go ahead and once again cheers to the Birds with. Oh, you got to see that on YouTube. It's on my glasses.
It was amazing.
As the last one, it's opened and closed so many times. It was perpetually ready to explode in my face.
It was incredible, man.
And I don't know if I can see my notes. Oh, no, okay. I thought it was going to be a bad pour, but I'm getting there. But it is a double dry hopped IPA. Do a little Untapped. Untapped, it's 4.17. Oh, man. And by the way, I'm just
How
going to
did
try.
mine do? Did you look?
I'll
look while we're talking. Sorry.
There's that cup, too. Let's go.
That's
Fighting
nice.
Phillies 2008 World Series champion cup. Or glass, I should say. But, yeah, it's 7.0 IPA. Let me go ahead and dust myself off here. And, yeah, man. I love it. I love it a lot. It's got the, if I remember, I'm going to go, I think it's got the wrench taste. Let me see. Oh, baby. Wow. It does have the wrench taste to it. It also has the build-up effect. Like, I think you should pour this like a Guinness. You can see it all settling. Like, maybe I'm jumping the gun and I got, I don't know, a part. Oh, but look, the color's like changing before your eyes. It goes from like a opaqueness to a yellow and then back and forth. It is delicious. This is badass. Double dry hopped Green City is the official name from Other Half Brewing Company. A banger, an absolute banger of an IPA. To me, it is if you were to take what's like a pretty strong IPA, but not too high APV style. I don't know. Take
Sierra Nevada.
Take like are they an IPA? I think they're a pale ale, right? But
well, they have.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, but
okay.
take like a 60-minute. Since you,
sure, 60-minute, yeah.
Take like a 60-minute, and then throw like a little bit of like a Hoegaarden-ish appeal to it.
Ooh, okay, sure.
Where it's got that essence that's floral and a bitsky, but not really a takeover. But you got that IPA piece, and this feels like, I mean, if I had a straw, this would be gone already. Like, this is good, man. This is that good. Fucking really, really goddamn good.
Wow.
Shout out to Muscles again. Appreciate you, Bubba. Wow, in a good mood. That'll put me in a good mood. Fightins lost game 2 in shitty fashion. Flyers finally got their first loss, unfortunately, after starting 3-0 in the season. I'm a little bummed tonight. Even Woodman, we were talking earlier, I almost was like throwing in the towel on this fucking show today because I was like, I'm in a bad spot.
I talked to you at a bad moment. They were just blowing the lead.
They were just, and I knew it was an impossible get back the way it was going. Sometimes you can just tell. And I don't lose well. You know, probably like a lot of Philadelphia sports fans out there. I do not. And we should be extremely happy. This season is a rousing success. We got to the NLCS. I'm not saying we're done. We're not. We're getting home with probably the best home field advantage, home diamond advantage in baseball right now. But I still think we can get.
And as I said to you before we hit record, if I had told you before the series started that you'd split the two in San Diego, you would have gladly taken it. I'm not saying you'd
1,000%.
have been jumping up and down like a lunatic as if we had won them both, but you certainly would gladly take it.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
that's good enough for me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. You know what else I'll gladly take? Some fucking winners, baby. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll gladly.
What does Mike say about that?
Go to the bank. Mike who?
I want winners.
There he goes.
Mr. Singletary. He got in there. He wants winners, and we're going to
cannot
some
play
winners.
with a man like a young like Vernon. Cannot play with him.
Can I?
Cannot win with him.
That's
Can't do
incredible.
it.
Dude, I love him. He's probably not head coach material, but I do like his style. You know, old
That
school.
press conference is
Cannot do it.
good.
Can't. He just called out his players. It was
Absolutely incredible.
It was like the Ron Rivera comment, just with a lot more, you know, angst and abruptness. But yeah, man, we had it rough for a little bit. Couple hard weeks out of the gate.
Worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Some of them were, but
some of them were pretty rough. Yeah. But we
2
got
out of the last
back on
3
track.
weeks, we're back on track. Exactly. Actually, what am I saying? 2 out of the last 3 weeks. I think it was the last 2 weeks we're back on track. But nevertheless,
Yeah.
let's keep getting back on track. And maybe let's try and beat the 4-2. A 5-1, maybe possibly a 6-0 week. I'm feeling it, baby. And it's time for the picks of the week.
Yeah.
And after we had a couple sipsies and we're feeling good,
A little bit of the bubbly.
it went down the hatch very well. But now, Mr. Jericho, turn it over to Mr. Flair, because it is time, Woodman,
Let's get down to business.
to get down to business for the picks of the week, NFL Week 7. Actually, before we do that,
Ooh.
somebody normally starts the show. And I'm being a jitbag right now because I'm going to step on his beautiful, delicious toes. Not that I've seen him. I've probably seen him, but not really a foot guy. But I would assume you probably keep them just exquisitely manicured, do you? Have you ever gone for a pedicure?
No, I haven't. But
I don't know if I buy that.
I haven't. I really haven't. But you know, I definitely try to take care of them. Let's put
There
it
you
that
go.
way.
Nevertheless, the reason why I say that is because I was saying the NFL Week 7. No. I'm starting out the week with the first, because this is how we made some money the last 2 years, and why the fuck am I ignoring it?
I like this. What are you
Starting
doing?
out my pick of the week, NCAA football action, yo.
Yes.
Why not?
Do
Right?
it.
Let's make some money
if
on
you have a
Saturday.
feeling, if you have no feeling, then that's fine. But
Right.
if you have one, it should be part of this.
And everybody knows, well, the close to me folks know, and also the listeners for the past 2 years know that, I am a born and raised in Philly, but I'm a diehard Alabama Crimson Tide fan. My grandmother was from Birmingham, and she brought it up Northeast when she met my grandpop, and things happen. And then a couple generations later, boom, there I am watching my grandmother just live and die on Saturdays with her Crimson Tide. And I fell in love with them as well because I loved my grandma. And I have, obviously, Bama for the last about 15 years have been, the equivalent of who you hate if you don't like Bama. Like if you don't like Bama, you fucking hate them. So they're that kind of a team. But someone, from my perspective, who has been watching them over and over and over, especially through the Saban era, I know that when they lose, it is just a beatdown the next week. They do not take losing lightly, especially early to mid in the season, but they always bounce back with a vengeance. Bama minus 21 versus Michigan State. This is in Tuscaloosa, in Alabama. I'll tell you why I like that even more. Bama doesn't lose much in general, obviously. But when they do, they bounce back, and especially versus Mississippi State. Why? Well, one regular season loss last season Alabama had. It was a 41-38 battle at Texas A&M. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. On the road, a tight battle, losing by a field goal. That's kind of what happened last week in Tennessee, didn't it? Yeah. Well, the next game after they did that, 49-9 W at Mississippi State. And come on, that was last year. So there's a lot of carryover when it comes to personnel. I know it's college, but it's only a year. In 2020, they had a perfect season. In 2019, they had 2 regular season losses. In the one was at the very end. I'll talk about that. Another early loss, 46-41 at LSU. What does that have? Another road loss, another SEC opponent, another tough loss, a hard fought, only 5-point loss. So that was tough. What happened after that? 38-7 victory at Mississippi State. Okay, ready? And then the last game of the year, that awful game at Auburn, 48-45, which they lost. Well, what did they do in the bowl game to Michigan the next time out? 35-16 against Michigan in the Citrus Bowl that year. They do not take losing lightly. 21's a big line, but it's college football. Bryce Young is getting more and more healthy. Bama has a really good defense. The best linebacker prospect I've ever seen in college football in Will Anderson. And
Ever?
last year at least. This year, a little bit disappointing, but still doing his thing. But last year was the best linebacker season I've ever seen.
Jeez.
And the dude's going to be a beast in the NFL. Probably be, depending on the quarter. He'll be I would get my crystal ball out right now and say he will be the first non-quarterback taken in a draft next year. But the defense got just absolutely embarrassed last week, so they're going to take that personally. Bryce Young, Gibbs, all the talent they got on the great offensive line they always have. They're going to beat the fucking titties off Mississippi State. So give me minus 21 Bama. We're going college out of the gate there, and let's fucking go. First college pick. Let's hope we get the dough on Saturday, and we can make some more on Sunday. But yeah, giddy up to that. Bama.
I just tailed you, and I'll just tell the audience it's regular juice. It's minus 110.
Minus 110.
It was for me anyway. Yep.
Now, batting second and playing third base.
Yes.
The Woodman. They've actually third base where I play, so you can pick any other one. But
okay.
Normally a center fielder. You got a good arm.
I do,
but
have
also
arm.
good vision. You don't strike out much. You always put the ball in play, or you can go ahead and take
Happy
your base
to take
on
my
balls.
walks.
Absolutely.
You want to walk me? I'll take first base.
So runs scored is more or less your stat, and you are going to go ahead and score a run out of the gate here with what pick of the week?
The one that's the stinkiest, the stinky line, the line that makes no sense, the line that makes you think. And I keep having this happen. And the last couple of weeks, I've been right on my first pick because I keep saying, are they not watching the same thing I'm watching? What is happening? And of course, I know the answer. The answer is Vegas doesn't care about the outcome of the game. They're trying to set the line where they get the most action. Just give them the action and they make money. That's it, buddy. That's all they care about, right? So
DWE was in effect this week.
DWE in full effect. I wrote down Giants -3 in Jacksonville. If you have watched the Giants, you understand what this team is. First of all, if I were a Giants fan, I would be very, very excited about my coach.
Shout out to Troy LaValle.
I think that this is one of the better first-year coaches that I have seen. I think he came in with a plan, and his schemes and his plays are good. But he's also obviously a leader of men. He clearly rallies these guys in the game, during games. And that's all you can. I mean, that's you. The coaches you and I always talk about admiring so much. People like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
That
he's got it, man.
They're very good at that. And this guy kind of I don't know, man. If I were a Giants fan, I'd be excited.
Look, I always thought that the Giants needed that rah-rah kind of coach, and I misjudged, no pun intended, Joe Judge last year. I thought they got a guy that they could really, but after a few games, you realize it was like a Matt Rule thing. It's like you're not in the right place. This isn't for you. The rah-rah shtick is more of an insult almost to your players. Like it's a fake. It's not correct. It's not the way it vibes in the NFL. And then
it was
Brian
almost
Dable
phony. Almost phony.
Yeah. Yep. And I could hit it again if I wanted to, but Brian Dable comes in with that right mentality of being able to balance the rah-rah with the yo, motherfuckers. It's business time.
Yeah.
And getting that respect. Kind of like Sirianni has earned that respect too. Like
yes.
They love playing for him. He feels like he's your boy, but he is your fucking head coach, and you know that shit. Like
right.
Brian Dable, we're talking about a 5-1 Giants team here. That Brian Dable, like basically sat down, pointed like his child, told Daniel Jones against Tennessee week 1, sit your ass down and get your shit together. in front of all the cameras and all the people, and he didn't sugarcoat it at all. And honestly, can't believe I'm going to say this. All the credit in the world to Daniel Jones for taking it and saying, okay, let me regroup, instead of just throwing something and bitching and stripping like Antonio Brown.
I will say this. I would have predicted that that's the sort of thing that motivates Daniel Jones, that would work on a player like him. It wouldn't work on Tom Brady. It wouldn't work on Antonio Brown for different reasons, right? But it would work on a know your audience. That sort of thing would motivate and has clearly motivated Daniel Jones. And not that he's played amazing every second, but this is probably his best year on film. I think he's made the fewest dumb mistakes, certainly. And he's had his moments here where he's really had some, he's always been talented and athletic, but he's had his moments this year where he looked a little better.
The one thing I like about the pick is that if the Giants aren't winning or covering and it's late in the fourth, like, you're not necessarily out of it, at least the way they've been playing this year.
Exactly. So I should say, neither of us has said yet, right? So my pick is the Giants +3. I thought it would be the Giants -3.
6-point swing on your end.
A 6-point swing on the DWA, very far. So this is such a weird line to me. I know you didn't do probably the HWE.
I started doing.
If you had done it for this game, what do you think you would have guessed? It is in Jacksonville, I'll say.
I just want to say that I did do it. I put my hand over the lines while I scrolled on the phone.
Okay.
And I'm not tooting here, but there was a lot of them were a half point to a point difference. And I was like,
sure.
But I believe it was Giants -1.5 is what I had it at.
Okay. So that's very far off, right? That's very far off because, again, it's Jacksonville -3 right now.
And the reason why this isn't anywhere near it is because when I saw the line, it worried me.
Sure. Understandable. Right. And that happens a lot on this program.
Right.
No, but that's okay. And sometimes you're right and sometimes I'm right, and sometimes the NFL is rigged and sometimes the ball takes a bounce and whatever. But the point is that for me, this one is easy. I've been watching a bunch of their games. It's obviously a real team. They're beating really good, also well-coached teams like the Ravens, okay? Mm-hmm. This is a team that is capable of beating, if not anybody, I'm not sure. I don't think they could beat the Bills right now, but like they could beat a lot of teams right now.
Well, let's just put it this way: you just said you don't think.
Well,
you just said you don't think. A couple of weeks ago, you would have said they fucking can't.
Well, also anyone can. It's any given Sunday still holds. The Dolphins beat the Bills. You know what I mean? Like it can happen. But just to say that, and I'm spending way too long on this one game. But
no, it's all good.
For me, in Jacksonville, it's not a tough place to play. I haven't seen enough out of Trevor Lawrence, I don't think, right? And I haven't seen that much out of this defense either. They just got iced by Matty Ice, right? They just got, I mean, whose arm is totally gone. He just dinked and dunked his way to like 38 points or whatever.
500 yards throwing.
Yeah, but like all on like nothing more than like 5 yards in the air or whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, this is not a team that scares you in any way. And the Giants kind of look real. I just don't understand this line. Give me the Giants +3 in Jacksonville.
How about it? Here's something, and I like that. And what I just said about
You like that?
I did. What I just said about me doing the HWE, the approach to that and being
the
like
Hollywood effect.
There you go. Being like, man, that kind of scares me a little bit. There's one of my picks is kind of like that too, because I'm going an over under here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, I kept going back to it, being like, Hollywood, dude, think about this. How? Look at these teams. How is this possibly going to happen? So, unders are 60% on the NFL so far this season, and they've been killing. Unders have been really killing it.
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah, sure. It's a very low over under.
I'll let you say more, but can I guess before you say it?
Guess right now. It's a very low over under. What were you thinking?
I think it might be Jets Broncos.
It is the Jets Broncos, my friend, and I'll take the under.
I very much considered this.
It's at 38.5. I'm not going to say two anemic offenses because, believe it or not, the Jets have put up crazy points. But in the two losses, they put up no points, like 20 total points. And So I'm not saying that I think the Broncos are going to win. I probably wouldn't even lean that way. But the line's so weird. It's basically even. It's a toss up. It's a pick 'em for the most part because honestly, if you're feeling it and you like the Jets, take the +1. That's -110. The money line's -110. Why the fuck would you not just take the pick or the point? Are you going to be talking about this game?
My second pick, Jets +1, and
I
was,
look at you, New Yorker.
I know, right? I was this close to making it the under instead, but I actually like the +1 even more. Just
the old
in
reverse.
Just in case some points get scored late or whatever, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
always the under. I love unders, and they're smart. They're smart bets. They're one of the smartest bets you can make, actually. But
Well,
I got
Jeez.
nervous at the last minute, and then I thought Jets +1 feels really safe and good, right?
Well, yeah. The unders are 60% for a big reason. You know why? The Denver Broncos, because they don't fucking know what they're doing. This team is terribly coached, has no leadership.
Their defense is fine.
And by the way, Russell, I'm looking at you. And Woodman, yes, you're absolutely correct. Two very good defenses, by the way.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner is already in like the fucking Revis Island zone, looking amazing.
He's awesome.
I don't even know if they have the DPOY odds on here, but look, not defensive player in the year, defensive rookie of the year, DROI, I should say. But he's got to be, he's got to be first, and it might be worth. If it's plus money right now, or even, it might be worth putting a unit or two on that. But the Jets, like I said, they put up numbers, but they've yet to face a defense like this. The Broncos, a hefty defense, a very, very good defense. Pass pressure, rush defense. You got Surtain out there just doing his thing. A very good overall defense. And I have a feeling like they're getting pissed off. Like, come on, offense, we're doing our shit. So that's why I would still lean the Jets on this, because the Jets do have offensive prowess.
Surtain blanketed Mike Williams so bad that Herbert couldn't even throw him.
Incredible.
So his real name is Ahmad, but Sauce Gardner is plus 275 right now.
Out of here.
So he's such a heavy favorite that he's only plus 275, and yet I still think I might take that.
Who's second?
Ty Devin Lloyd.
Oh, well, he's having an all right year, but it's a linebacker.
And Thibodeau.
Nope.
Both
dude,
at plus
holy
600.
Shit. Plus 275?
Yeah, I might throw.
Listen, I said if it was even money, put a couple units on it. I am on that.
I'm at least going to do unit. You got to at least do something. Put a half on there. Something.
I know some people don't like the futures because then they wait on it. But I got news for you, folks. Guess who's waiting on a 6-unit payout for Aaron Judge on the MVP side? Okay? I'm telling you.
Your old pals from Jump the Sharp.
Your old pals from Jump the Sharp. It's going to hit.
Sauce Gardner. Oh, he's got it locked up. I mean,
this is it, man. Anyway, Denver, they're going to be playing desperate, as they should right now, 2-4. They did, I guess, technically play the Chargers tough, but the Chargers played down to their level. Their defense did. Right. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Denver just is bad. It's a bad team. I'm not
it's so bad.
1,000% on the line. Like I said, if I leaned one way, it'd be the Jets. Our boy over here, Woodman, taking the line. So now I am comfy.
I love both picks. Honestly, I would highly recommend anyone to do an SGP and make those two of the legs.
Totally. And guess what? You know what I can never imagine this game going? Is 21-17. I couldn't imagine there being that many points. Well, guess what? That's 38. That's under.
Right. It's still 10 under.
No.
You said 21-7?
21-17.
Oh, right.
But I'm saying I can't even see it getting to that. So
no,
38.5, take that under. It is a 30 even or 38 even, I believe, on one FanDuel. No, FanDuel's got 38.5. So I think DraftKings has a 38 even.
Here, just to make your point for you.
Regular juice. Make my point, baby. While you do, I'm going to have a little shot of Rebel Yell.
Okay. Just to make your point for you, right?
That just hurt everybody's fucking ears. They're like,
they're fine.
What an amateur.
Nah, they're all right. They're tough.
I took a beer facial earlier. Now
Here are the number of points that the Broncos themselves have scored this year in each game. Ready?
Oh boy, here we go.
This is going to make you feel so much better about your bet. If you couldn't, as if you don't already feel amazing.
Guess what? It's going to make you feel better about your bet too.
It is.
And my bet as
They
well.
scored 16 points in week 1 in a loss to the Seahawks, 17-16.
Oh, good for you.
They scored 16 points in week 2 in a victory over the Texans, 16-9. Again,
Jeez.
these would all go under. Then they
Was
beat.
that played in Denver?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Then
That's what I think this
at
game
home,
will be.
At home, they don't score any points at all, and they also don't give up a lot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Neither do road teams.
Correct. Then September 25th at home, they beat the Niners. Do you remember what the score was? It was 11-10.
Oh my God, that's right.
Okay.
That was
Then
a
they had
Jimmy
a
G,
higher, then they
safety
had a
game.
higher scoring game. They got the shit kicked out of them in Vegas. The Raiders got their first win, 32-23. Though again, the Broncos in their highest scoring game of the year, only 23 points, dude.
Yeah, man.
Terrible, right? And then last week, of course, or the last 2 weeks rather, losing by a field goal each time. 12-9 at home against the Colts.
Struggling.
And then losing in Los Angeles 16-19.
Chunk ass
They
game.
cannot score points. I'm not worried about this over. It's not hitting.
Under 38.5. Let's fucking
And I think
go.
the Jets are just kind of good. I think they're like sneaky good. Like their defense is just good enough.
I don't think there's any other way to say it than sneaky good. Nobody had them 4-2.
They're doing it right now without very good quarterback play. We'll see if that changes. I know you don't believe in the kid. We haven't seen them cut him loose in any way. I think that's because they know he wouldn't be good if they did.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Look, he could learn shit as he could still be in a development stages. I'm not shitting on him.
There's nothing wrong with his arm. The kid has a big league arm. Right. No one denies that.
Yep.
I just don't think he sees it.
I don't think he has the intangibles.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're right.
They want to run. They want to play defense. And he's got a big enough arm that he can make a couple throws when it matters. That's kind of all they want to do, and that's kind of all they've needed to do. And they look really good this year. They're kind of good.
Shout out to my boy, Robert Saleh. I wanted him as the Eagles head coach. I love that cat.
That's another coach. He's not a first year, but that's another younger coach who I think looks like not only that he's good and good at this job, which is very tricky and kind of has a lot of parts to it, but I think he's also, again, like I was saying about Dable and others, sometimes you're just the right guy for that fit, you know? Yep. So that's enough on that game. That was a lot, but I'll just say I feel great about my Jets +1 pick. And
I'm glad you did that. I needed
under.
That. I needed that.
I like. I almost like yours better, but I love them both. I love them both.
But let's go. Fucking do the old school reverse as they used to do back when I was betting through a bookie, dude. The reverse is the worst bet. I don't know. Are you familiar with what a reverse is? So if you bet a reverse, you have to hit. It's basically a 2-leg parlay, but you have to hit both. And if you don't, it has a repercussion. So if I put $50 to hit a reverse, that is a 2 bets on one game. So it's normally an over under. Obviously, like it's an over under and a line.
Sure.
Back then, you don't have money lines. You're going through a bookie. There's no fucking money lines. Here's the spreads. Here's the OUs.
They didn't have money line.
Right. So you could do a reverse. Say, I want Jets +1, Broncos under. Or I'm sorry, Jets +1, and that game under. And you put 50 on it.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose one of them, say the Broncos win 10-9. Or I'm sorry, that's awful. 10-3. Then you lose your $50. And it's double juice. So you lose $60 technically. If you lose one leg, you lose double juice, which isn't that big of a deal. You have to hit both to win, but when you do, you get 2 times your money. So if you bet 50, you win 100. However, if you lose both legs, you lose 120. You lose 2 times your bet plus double juice. So a reverse means I am putting 50, trying to get both right to win 100. But if I lose one leg, I lose 60, and if I lose 2 legs, I lose 120.
You would only be smart to do it in a game in which you were certain that one team was just much, much better than the other.
This could be a nice same game par kind of deal. Dude, Jets getting a point, Bronco or game under, and then just start peppering the unders on people. Yeah. Peppering Melvin Gordon under rush yards.
Sure.
Peppering Russell under yardage thrown.
Melvin Gordon, I mean, I don't know. I didn't check the news today.
He looks pissed.
I would be surprised if he's still in uniform for
They
them.
said that they are going to feature him more next week. But like that could just be appeasing him. That for some reason it's weird because you would have thought Melvin Gordon, wow, he had 3 touches. You would have thought they got that Boone guy involved. No, they got Murray, who look, okay, he's got a little bit of boost, but he's like 38 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just try and get some homegrown talent going there.
Well, but especially but after then the coach made a
He's the worst.
Again, this coach got to be the worst in the league.
Fucking
He
A,
made
man.
a distinct. He went out of his way at the press conference to say, it was not because he was hurt. It wasn't hurt. Like he went out of his way. I'm just saying, dude, this guy is so. I was gonna say it's been a while since I've seen one that worse than this.
Wow.
Urban Meyer was just last year,
Jeez,
so
yeah.
it has not been a while. But he's probably the second worst of the last 2 years after Urban Meyer. And that's saying something because there was a bunch of bad coaches last year.
he's really bad.
They say you suck.
He's
That's
very
true.
bad.
Is he going to be the first fired coach during the year?
One was already fired.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's right, Rule. But
Matt Rule was fired, and then there's a few, right? It could be Kingsbury. He's been so awful.
Man, that's right.
It could be Kingsbury. It could be Hackett. Who else could it be? Realistically,
I'm trying to think off the top of my
those
head.
are the two.
I think that probably because the other one is already fired, like you said. So giddy up.
Yeah, and he deserved it too. That was he had lost the clubhouse there, right?
Absolutely. In honor of what I should have done, had you lead off, but I went with a NCAA game, and since we kind of agreed on that game in a way, let's get Woodman's third pick first here.
Okay.
What do you got?
Oh, good. All right. So this is one that is kind of a bet against the home team. Something is wrong here.
All right.
They continue to underwhelm, and they have certain star players who will put up good days and good. They'll put up good days and have good fantasy numbers and all that, and the team. And then you look up at the scoreboard at the end of the game, and you're like, oh, the team lost by 3 touchdowns. There's something going on in Vegas. The Raiders are not as good as the sum of their parts. They should be better than this. Josh Jacobs is a beast, and he's having a good year. Devontae Adams is a monster, and he's having a good year.
You've always loved Josh Jacobs. It's
I
like Troy and Chris Olave. You 100%. Love yourself, Josh Jacobs.
I love him. And this year he's finally, at long last, proving me right? He looks great. But it's something's not there. Look at Waller. Look at Carr. The numbers are not there. And if you watch their games, their defense isn't good either. It's just something wrong with this team. It's not coming together. They haven't played well on special teams. They make stupid, boneheaded mistakes at the wrong time. They're just not a good squad. And I do not think they should be favored by 7 against the Texans. The Texans are not good either. Fair enough. If you want to say the Texans are not good either. I agree. They're not very good. But they've proven themselves to be pesky several times this year.
Very much so.
And this is the type of game where they're not going to be totally outmatched here. If the Texans were in Buffalo or Kansas City and it was like -11, I wouldn't take the points.
Right.
They're not good enough to hang with those teams. They would just eventually get boat raced.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is against a squad that's not so good. Why is it -7 here? Give me the Texans +7. I think they can do it. I had written down Vegas -4. So that's 3 points. That's significant.
That's a big deal, man.
3 points is a lot off, and I'll take it.
I can't tell you how much I'm so happy with. By the way, your picks are all of them, but you're getting points too. So you are a sharp little motherfucker.
This week I'm very sharp. Yeah,
you're not jumping shit.
No, I'm not jumping.
But you know what? Jumping the sharp hasn't done too well. Look, fuck it. It doesn't matter. He's taking points on all his picks. I'm laying 21 on my fucking first pick. Okay.
He laid enough for both of us.
And I will get sharp on my or anti-sharp on my third pick. However, this was barely cut from my picks of the week.
Okay. This is like an honorable mention for you.
I love Houston +7 here.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're
because
pesky.
They are just a weird team. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't be saying this, but sometimes you just got to buy into it. How much this NFL season is unlike any other before that, at least since I started really betting, and for damn sure since we started doing this show. I mean, it's making it difficult,
Very.
but
The parody has gotten extreme. It is so
it's
extreme.
gone out of control to the point where you take touchdown points, like 7 points against a 1-4 team. Yeah, you go ahead and you take it. The Raiders have won one game and they're laying 7. No, give me a pesky ass motherfucking Texans team who's going to come in. And guess what? I don't care that the Raiders go in the half up 20-3. This
No,
shit's
I
going to
don't either.
cover.
I agree. This is one where I don't have to worry. As the game goes along, if the Raiders are up a lot, I'm still not that concerned.
Absolutely. Big time. And yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thanks, bud.
Legitimately was probably the next up in line. But I wanted to do something here, and when we were talking, because we were running late today, we had a lot of shit going on. We didn't even know for sure if we were going to get a show out this week, and then the Phillies shit happened, and I was in a piss ass mood, and I decided to do something here, kind of all in one fell swoop. What we did last week, we did the quick lunch break, under 30 minutes, bang boom. It was great, and it worked out 4-2. This week, I still just wanted to just do 3 picks. We hit our stride last week, I think, in my opinion, and
yes,
I think we're going to go ahead and hit it again this week. And before we get back to what we truly built this show on, let's just make sure that we got it. And then I went ahead and said, what if I just wrap up a whole bunch of old segments into one pick? So my third pick this week is a teaser. All right. Hashtag easy teasy.
Yes.
Okay. Some might say.
Let's do it. Come on.
And the only reason I'm a little bit at pause about it is because I'm teasing it. And I've just not hit a teaser this year. And the parody, like the Woodman said, is just destroying the easy teasy. So I'm not necessarily entitling an easy teasy because it's a pick of the week. And I'm going to go ahead and do what you need to do on teasers.
This is not an easy teasy. It's a teaser.
This is a teaser. Exactly. Straight up. It's a teaser pick of the week. I'm going to do what you need to do on teasers, which you always need to do. Why would I do any other? You basically take a favorite and bring it down. In one point, it's going to be, and I should say in one circumstance, it's going to be straight that. It's going to be taking a favorite, bring them down to a money line, so they can get a W. And the other one is taking a favorite on the road and bring them down to a money line, but you get the 1.5 hook. So let's see who we're talking about here.
Okay.
First leg here. The reason why I'm teasing this is because I was a little bit shocked at it. When I did my HWE, I had this at 4.5, and it's -6.5. The Baltimore Ravens at home against the Cleveland Browns. And I had the Ravens -4.5. The line is 6.5, and that kind of took me aback a little bit. Which is saying something to me in a good way, meaning that Vegas is like, Baltimore's going to fucking win. They're at least going to win. They're probably going to cover in this game. Brissett looked finally like Jacoby Brissett last week, and they got embarrassed by the Patriots. But Baltimore also, like, these are two teams that the first leg here, Baltimore, and the next team, I'm just betting on a good team. I'm hoping these are both
to rebound.
To get back in the winning way, because there's repercussions immediately if they do not. And Baltimore is going to win that game. They're going to beat Cleveland. Cleveland has a shit-ass rush defense. Bad.
Yes,
bad,
they do.
Bad.
Yes, they do.
Not that Baltimore necessarily has the best rush offense, but they have rushing weapons. 3-headed monster, now that they're putting fucking Kenyon Drake out there too. But you got Dobbins, Drake, and obviously Lamar back there. Give me Baltimore to technically it's a -0.5 point. Baltimore to win. Second leg here. Oh, by the way, hold on. Baltimore has alternated wins and losses now, and they're coming off for the whole season. They're coming off a loss at New York Giants.
Painful loss, yeah.
They're going to win at home.
They want to get right here.
The next one, and I can't believe that I'm like really nervous about this, but this was when I first did my HWE and just looked at the lines, I was like, that's my pick of the week. And then I was like, wait, chill for a second. Think about this. And I almost got away from it to the fact where I almost picked the other team. And then I was like, how about if I would offer you 6 points, Hollywood, would you take that? Yes, I would. And who would you want to team them with? Okay, yes, now it makes me happy. And that's the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, yeah.
They're -4.5 on the road at Washington. They just lost Wentz, but is that a loss right now? The way he's been playing lately, and I know they just beat Chicago in one of the worst fucking NFL games in history.
Not
but,
because of him.
but no, and the fact that the -4.5 originally, I was like, man, because if you guys listened to the Dungeon last Sunday, Aaron Rodgers does not lose 2 games in a row. He hasn't since 2019, and guess what they did last week? They lost 2 games in a row, and they lost to the Jets by fucking 14 in Lambeau. So there's 2 things I did. One, I looked at the line and how it would help me in a teaser, and I said, okay, not only do I get them just straight up the win, but I do get a +1.5 on that. It comes down to +1.5. In case it's really close, you get that 1.5. The second thing I looked at was, let me look at Green Bay's schedule. Who do they play next week? Woodman, who do you think Green Bay plays next week? They're a 3-3 team, no identity right now, and they have to get a win because they play the Buffalo Bills next week. Green Bay Packers are not going into Buffalo and losing this game, and losing the Washington game.
Right. And also, like, after what happened last week, you just really cannot imagine them losing to Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke's got the nod. A-Rod, there's rumors that now it's being reported he will be retiring after this season. I got news for you. Say what you will about the cat. If that's the case, fine. So be it. But he will not quit while he's playing. He will not let down his teammates. He will give it his all. He might be pissed off at how their lack of performing at times, but he's going to play.
People who really dislike Aaron Rodgers, they're always pointing out that he's a weirdo. And he has like a lot of like kind of eccentric, weird,
holistic, weird thing.
Beliefs and just like that's all true. But like, guys, like as far as like betting on football games go, you notice that his teammates always like him.
Yeah,
like he must
they
not
always have his back.
He can't be that weird because like they like him, right?
They like playing with him. Yep.
Unlike our friend Carson Wentz, who really, right? Or even Tom Brady, who, as great as he is, it seems like about a third of his teammates kind of hate him.
Right, exactly.
And the other 2/3 love him, so whatever. And he's Brady, so.
And we're talking about the Commanders, like they can barely squeak by the fucking Bears.
It's hard.
Green Bay, I really originally I was like Green Bay -4.5. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then I really was like, wait a minute. What am I thinking? Like, am I just being me again? Like, this year has really, and this is a thing. You got to learn. You got to learn as you go. When you can't just always go to we know how I approach things with the emotional. I got news for you. The emotional side of betting ain't working in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
So you got to evolve. You got to change. You got to realize. And I realized that, holy shit. Am I looking at this wrong? I don't want to pounce, but I do think that they're going to at least get a W. Who else is going to get a W? How can I swing a teaser into this? And I'm going to go ahead and do Baltimore -0.5 and a Green Bay +1.5. That'll be the pick.
You always say, Hollywood, wisdom requires a flexible mind.
I do say that a lot. Sometimes my wife wakes me up in the middle of the night and she's like, can you stop saying that in your sleep? But, I'm just very, very verbose and... Well, it's you, Woody. It's like the old commercial, the old weed commercial back in the 80s. I learned it by watching you, Dave. But real quick, as I was saying, I like to wrap up a couple segments in one pick. Not only are we doing a teasy for a pick of the week, but I just want to say, with all that being said, I do think Aaron Jones finds pay dirt because Washington also has a very shoddy rush defense. I know that could also be Dylan, but I like Jones to hit pay dirt this week. So we're not making officials, but I'm doing a teasy, and I'm giving a nod on Aaron Jones for a pay dirt.
Well said, sir.
Pick one person in the NFL right now on offense, and don't even think about what game they're playing. Just say a offensive player that is not on the offensive line to score a touchdown. Just say it. Any name.
Actually, who's a really good bet this week is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that was my other one.
He's a really good one because, as you say, the Browns have really had a tough time against the run, and I think also that the Ravens are just pissed that game. Right? They're just pissed.
Mm-hmm.
They should have had it. And Jackson, especially, it's largely his fault. I mean, it was his pick and then his fumble, right?
Do you want to do a half unit on? Do we want to do like an impromptu pay dirt prop?
Yeah, we want to
Half
do
unit on Jones and Lamar.
Yeah, sure. Are they up yet?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, so we'll just say it on the show. Yeah.
I'll anticipate I would guess a minus 130 on Jones and maybe a minus 120 on Lamar around there.
Okay.
So a little bit of a parlay probably get you around a 3-1. But yeah, dude, that's so funny because I was up between him and because they're both in my teasy, and I was about to do I should say pick, but yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't realize I was picking the other game in your teasy. Well,
no, it's perfect. That was the other guy I was thinking. Because I'm not going to count on Dobbs. I'm not going to count on Drake, and Lamar wasn't in last week, so giddy up.
Right, and I guess you could do Andrews, but I don't think they make the juice on him real far into the negative.
Man,
right?
he's really good.
You know what it is about him is that he's nothing like Travis Kelce. He's not meant to be and doesn't want to be and is not this like tremendous all-world athlete.
Right.
He's just a big dude who knows exactly where he's supposed to be. He's always where he's supposed to be, and he has tremendous hands.
A big body.
And just knows how to use the big body to box people out, and he has such great hands. Like he never drops anything. He's excellent at what he does. I was very skeptical of him because I was like, well, he's not fast enough. He can't be a Travis Kelce type, a Tony Gonzalez type, a Jimmy Graham back in his prime.
Right,
like, he'll never be like that because he's not fast enough.
No, he's there.
I was right that he's not fast enough, but he's every bit as good as them because he's more like Antonio Gates, who was never that fast.
Yeah,
but he was just where he's supposed to be, and
Yep.
he's big and the tremendous hands. He could catch it, and the guy hits him from behind as hard as he possibly can, crazy hard. The
That ball ain't
second
going
and
nowhere.
the ball doesn't go anywhere.
It's a beautiful thing.
They're great. They're great players. I was never like that, man. I'm more of a QB type. I have the good arm. If you hit me right when I'm catching the ball, that thing's coming out, man.
I'll tell you what, you got the arm. I'm 6'5". I'll go run a route.
Yeah,
Let's
go
see what
up
happens.
and get it, baby.
I can go get it for you, Bubba. Well, let's go get some wins. Maybe a fucking perfect week here on Jump the Sharp. I think we deserve it.
We deserve it, man.
There's a higher power out there. Don't you think it would happen this week? This feels like the week.
That feels like a tempting fate. But yes, I'll give you this. I'll give you the first thing you said. Do we deserve it? Yes, we do.
Giddy up. Let's go. Fucking A. You know what else we deserve? People to go ahead and tune into Degenerate Dungeon on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. I believe we'll have the full crew back for a full panel on the show this Sunday.
I will be remote from the Poconos, but I will be on.
Oh, that's right. You're going to the Poconos, and you're doing it, my man.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm checking out the fall foliage. I'm carving a pumpkin. I'm going to watch Halloween and
You're
The Shining.
Pour some High Life in that pumpkin.
Yep. I might pour some High Life in that pumpkin.
Let's fucking go.
I'm going to get in the hot tub with my beautiful wife. Aren't you guys jealous?
Are you going to live stream that, by the way?
You want me to?
Does she want you to?
She does not.
No? Okay. Well, we'll see.
Give it to me hard.
I was just trying to kill time till I found the drop.
That was so good.
Oh, we're having a good time, aren't we?
Well played, sir. Yes,
Thank you.
we always have a nice time on this program.
Absolutely. And no matter what,
especially when we get back on track, baby.
Let's go. I was going to say, no matter what, we're going to be drunk while doing it. Let's put this little Green City down the hatch. By the way, Birds on a bye. No Green City necessarily this week, but Green City libation check mark. Also check mark is that Jump the Sharp had a hell of a show this week. I'm just saying it right now. The Woodman, David Woody, badass picks. Let's go. Want to make some money?
Best of luck, people.
Big time. We'll see you guys next week and on Sunday morning on The Dungeon. Peace the fuck out.
Give it to me hard.